All right, today I am going to show you how to get pesticides off of kale. Kale you get from the grocery store or you get from the farmer's market, it will most likely have pesticides on it and you'll want to get them off. I'm going to go through a step-by-step process on how to get pesticides off of kale. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a pot or a bowl or whatever you want, a container, and you're just going to fill this up with water. Now, the water is going to act as a rinse to get the pesticides off of the kale. And I'm also going to add something in here, right here. I'm going to add, this is baking soda, Arm & Hammer baking soda. You'll need this. And what this basically does is the Arm & Hammer baking soda actually neutralizes pesticides from off of the kale. The kale, pesticides on the kale are usually acidic base, and adding baking soda will help neutralize those pesticides. Now what you're going to do is you're going to fill this up. This is probably about maybe 4 quarts of water, I believe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few tablespoons of this baking soda. And once you have the baking soda, a few tablespoons of the baking soda, you'll go ahead and pour that in. Getting closer so you can see this better. And you'll stir it up because you want to dissolve the baking soda in order for this process to work. So once you've dissolved the baking soda, you make sure that there is no baking soda at the bottom and that it's all dissolved in the water. Then you'll go ahead and take your kale and put the kale in here. And you want to make sure that all of the water is touching the kale. So you mix it up a little bit like this. And then once it's in here, you'll let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so we're going to let this sit for 5 to 10 minutes and we're going to come back and check on it. After 10 minutes, I'm coming around. It's been 10 minutes. And I'm just going to stir it like this, and then I'm going to strain the pot. Some people may use a colander or strainer. I just simply grab the kale like this. But if you've chopped the kale up or you have chopped kale, you can use something like this to strain the water from the kale. Now once you strain the water from the kale, go ahead and strain all of this. So I had this in here for 10 minutes, right? The longer you let the baking soda sit in here, the more of the pesticides that are acidic will dissolve off of this. So I do it for 10 minutes. Sometimes I have done it for about 20 minutes at most in order to get it. So once I've drained the water, I'm going to go ahead and fill this back up with water right here. Now with baking soda, you probably don't want the taste of baking soda on your food when you cook it, and so it's imperative that you rinse the kale thoroughly. And so what I do, simply come in here and take the kale, and you see how I'm rinsing it like this. And doing this allows the water to flow over each of the leaves in order for it to rinse. So I've done that, and then I'm going to go ahead and pour it out like that. And then I'm going to repeat this process one more time. Now, like I said, if you want all of the baking soda off of it, the baking soda which had dissolved the acidic pesticides, you are going to do a double rinse. And sometimes, if I have chopped kale, which has more surface area, and it's a little bit more difficult to rinse the chopped kale, in my opinion, I will actually do a double rinse like this, and then go ahead and get this right here. And then I'll do a third rinse and let it just sit. I'll let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes just to make sure all the water has flowed around the leaves in order to get rid of the baking soda. And so like after I've done that, I'll just simply take this and strain it one more time. And then just like that, the kale is ready to go. And that's how you get pesticides off of kale. I hope this video has been helpful. Thanks a lot for watching.